In our Living the Legacy series, we spotlight people in our area who work to carry on the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in their own way. Today, Fox 4's Shari Armstrong shares the story of how one man's diving in to provide opportunities for all people.
Making sure your voice is heard.
Welcome back to Lee Pitts Live.
Welcome back, Southwest Florida.
We're back, Southwest Florida.
Lee Pitts has made that his mission. It's now 30 years since he first launched his show, a platform he says that's accessible to everyone.
Everybody wasn't famous, but everybody got a chance.
Lee's desire to give those chances is rooted in his upbringing. He grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, where he tells me,
pretty much my whole childhood, I grew up in poverty. It was always concerned around the house about the next meal and how much food you ate.
Lee says his family didn't have much, but there's one amenity that they did have.
I am so glad that we luckily had a pool located smack dab in the housing projects.
At the time, it cost 50 cents to use it. So Lee says he'd collect empty soda bottles,
all over the housing projects, all up and down the railroad track,
trading them in for change to get into the pool. Lee swam so much, a lifeguard noticed one day when he stood by the gate and didn't enter the actual pool.
Because I didn't find enough bottles. This is what changed my life, Shari.
Talk about chances. That lifeguard told Lee about free swim classes for disadvantaged children. And he says when he got that opportunity,
I stayed in the pool from the time it opened until the time it closed at 5 o'clock.
It marked a turning point in Lee's life. He tells me he mastered swimming, becoming a lifeguard himself, and eventually a certified water safety instructor who traveled the world teaching children how to swim, actively fighting CDC data that shows Black kids die from drowning at a higher rate, but also strengthening them in other ways, too.
So these kids would grow up competent around the water. And if they're competent around the water, then their self-esteem is there.
A mission he brought with him right here to Southwest Florida, while taking the banking industry by storm, he says, as the first Black vice president of a bank in our area. So the big question here is,
how did I end up in television? I wasn't even trying to do that.
An interview about swimming led to public service announcements about drowning prevention, which led to a guest host spot that Lee says he didn't want, which led to his own show.
Then 30 years later.
And while he chuckles, he's clear about his purpose for his show.
My mission is to show my people in a positive light on television.
His own light shines, he tells me, because of his supportive mother and others he calls his angels, like that lifeguard.
Everybody didn't get the angel help like I got. But I ain't gonna forget that.
Not forgetting keeps Lee tied to Birmingham, giving back, providing chances for others facing the challenges of growing up in communities like his. You can see here it's a very personal topic for him.
I know what happened to my friends. I know what happened in my neighborhood. I know it still happens.
And Lee says that's why he's dedicated to helping his community, whether at the pool, in Birmingham, or right here in Southwest Florida.
Everybody got a chance, and that's all people need is a chance. That's all people need.
All right, everybody wave again. And we'll be right back on Lee Pitts Live, boy.
A chance Lee says he'll continue to provide as long as possible. Shari Armstrong, Fox 4.